Alright, so today I went on my phone and I got really bored, and with that time I decided I would go and look at videos from literally around a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, just to kind of reminisce and see how the metas have transcended across time, how stuff has changed, people that have like left and stayed, and the reasons why they left and all that stuff, because it kind of like all comes back to you when you just sit down, look at gameplay, and then you remember people like players and stuff that everyone used to play with and that everyone knew, and then they kind of just disappeared out of nowhere. So I wanted to make a video talking about Destiny 1, my expectations for the game moving forward, and then my expectations of Destiny 2. So as far as Destiny 1 goes, just throwing it out there, I really do not expect much at all from Rise of Iron. It seems like a cool expansion, especially if you're into the PvE portion of the game. I think it's going to be a good expansion for that side of the game. But as far as like PvP additions, I know they are adding a few things like new game mode. Obviously there's going to be new armor and stuff like that, but as far as like real like game changers, something that would really bring me back in the game, I really don't know what they would have to add for that to happen. I chose this gameplay if you're wondering why there's black bars on the top and bottom of the screen. This gameplay was like a year and a half ago, and I was an idiot back then. I'm still kind of an idiot now, and I thought it looked super cool when I made stuff look widescreen, so I downloaded it from my YouTube channel and I wanted to use it as a background because I feel like this time period and the time period that this gameplay came from really embodies, at least for me, what I think of when I think of Destiny PvP. And it was my favorite time that I ever played the game, just running into Control with a Hawk Moon and a Praetor's Revenge on a Gunslinger. I could literally sit there, and I'm sure a lot of you can probably share the same thing. You could just sit there and play Control, and you could play for 8 hours in a row and you wouldn't know that time passed by. Now it seems like I go into PvP and I spend like an hour there, or maybe I'll start streaming and I'll stream for an hour, and I like to stream for at least 2 hours at a time, and I'll be like 1 hour into my stream and I put exclamation point up time to see how long I've been streaming for, and I was like, oh, it's only been an hour and 10 minutes, because it feels like it's been hours, and I just want to stop playing. It just doesn't seem like it holds that same entertainment value for me personally, and I'm sure for a ton of other people. I've seen a lot of comments lately saying, hey, switch it up, I want to see different games on the channel. Destiny is really stale for me right now, and I know there's a lot of people on this channel that really don't even play Destiny at all anymore. Maybe you like my personality, my videos, or whatever, and you kind of just stick around for that reason. And I feel like that's the same, like that is a pretty common thing among this channel and among different channels across the whole entire Destiny directory. But that's kind of, I guess, the inspiration for this video, just going behind in time, seeing these videos that were super fun, super creative, and seeing these players that I had a great time playing with, and just the metas, how they changed, how they've in my opinion digressed, and just the changes that I want to see moving forward, and the changes that I think would bring a lot of people back to the game moving forward. Like I said, I don't really expect much at all from Destiny 1 till the remainder, like for the remainder of its lifespan. I really don't expect much at all. New Trials armor, all that stuff is cool, and I feel like that's gonna last a little bit longer, maybe give us like an extra little kick in the butt for a month or two. But on to Destiny 2, obviously we don't have a huge say in what happens, and I feel like it's almost as if we have no say, but I did want to kind of express my opinions and what I would kind of like to see moving forward, because I played this game for a super long time. I've had a ton of hours put into it. Originally, when my friend told me about the game, like probably 3 years ago, I thought it looked really dumb, and then I started watching more and more YouTube gameplay, and I got like addicted to it. I was watching more consoles videos like every day. I subscribed to Data when he had like 3,000 subscribers. I was like totally in it. And I was mainly in it for the PvE, which is the funny thing, because that's an area of the game that I really don't play at all anymore. Which honestly I'd like to see change. Like when I get home from school and my mom or I have 2 hours to play before I have to do homework and before I have to make a video or stream or work on this or that, or maybe someone's coming over to the house. If I have 2 hours to play, I'm not gonna say, let me do a raid real quick, because that's gonna help me and get better gear and all that. I just don't have that mindset anymore. I play it purely for the gameplay. There's no reward from playing PvP at all, really, besides trials. Maybe if you're a really low light level. If people are wondering, because they've seen videos in the past That's kind of the reason I'm really low light level. I do not play any PvE, and I stray away from game modes like Trials and Iron Banner. I just don't really find them appealing, and I haven't really gotten addicted to them. When I get on, I play what I want to play, and I play what I think will be most entertaining for me to play and that won't get me bored super fast. So that's just kind of where I was at for this like past 7 months rather. And I've been kind of rambling a bit, but moving on to my point, where I want Destiny 2 to go, what I think it will look like, I'm not quite sure. I think I'm really curious to see what they can actually do, because if you look at like Destiny, like day 1, year 1, and then year 2, like the way that PvP especially has changed has been pretty crazy. It literally feels like we're playing a different game at this point, and I feel like that's good in a way because they've made it fresher. But at the same time, like, what are they gonna bring in Destiny 2 that's gonna shake it up and that's gonna make it feel like that different game? Because obviously COD has had, you know, a lot of issues with that in the past, where everyone loved how the game was, but they had to change the game up enough, but also stay true to what made the game popular in the first place, which has been a conflict, especially for like the last 4 or 5 years with Call of Duty. But for Destiny, I feel like they really need to go back to how things were in year 1. A lot of people are saying year 1, you know, you only like it because you blink shotty, all you did was Thorn. But it's not really even that. Like, just like as you can see in this gameplay, you like at the time of this gameplay when I uploaded it, like this was the most purest and most like innocent high kill gameplay you could find out there. A lot of them are like Thorn Shotgun, you know, Blink and all that. This is Hawkmoon Praetus Revenge on a gunslinger with no heavy ammo used and no shotgun. I had like 38 Hawkmoon kills, and like everything was just primary. This is a low aim assist sniper. It's like, it seems like all I see now is like last words and 1,000-yard stares on blade dancers, and like just weird little funky loadouts where people will literally refuse to like use anything other than a longbow, an LDR, or a 1,000-yard stare, or a her benevolence. Anything within that archetype is pretty much the only thing I see in PvP. There just aren't really any viable options anymore. Like primaries I think are in a good spot as far as like you can use any of them, but they're still really weak. Like you can see in this gameplay just right now how strong Hawkmoon was, and Hawkmoon at the time of this gameplay was considered the weakest hand cannon at the time, and it's still like an absolute monster. You can rip through people, and I think it just really put a big emphasis on primary play. A lot of times I think like engagements are decided by abilities now, which is something I would like to see get changed in the future, you know, moving on to Destiny 2. Like what I expect from Destiny 2, they need to change it up. They need to go back to how things were as far as like kill times. Map design has been a huge thing for me. Like I really legitimately do not enjoy playing a single. There's one map that has come in a DLC that has been good, and that's Cauldron. Every other map that has come in a DLC has been extremely, like the worst map by far in the games have come in the DLCs. I can name all the year 1 like vanilla maps, and those will all be better than any Taken King or expansion map you would mention besides Cauldron. That's the only one that's good. Besides that, map design has pretty much just run straight into the ground. They need to come out with a loadout, or with a lineup rather, of strong maps, strong primaries, custom games, new truly objective PvP modes, ditching last generation consoles so that they can go to 60 frames per second across the board. Things like that, little things, I think is what's going to make Destiny 2. I think 60 frames per second is going to be a big incentive for people to buy it, just to make like the game feel different. I feel 60 frames per second, custom games, true like you know year 1 PvP feeling where primaries are super strong, have every weapon have a place, you know, different user interface, new subclasses, just stuff like that. I'm interested to know. They were on track, I think, to release Destiny 2 in September. I believe it's been pushed back from there on. I want to see what Bungie can do with a second chance. There's like a lot of stuff, if you remember like the beginning of Destiny, how like this fantastic story was created and then kind of left behind and forgotten in Grimoire cards, and I want to see like them truly just like capitalize on everything that they've been presented. They've had a huge opportunity with PvP to make it a huge success in both a casual and competitive setting. They need to kind of, you know, get their priorities straight. Skill-based matchmaking, of course, is still an issue. There's a lot of stuff they need to work out, but my expectations for Destiny 2 are extremely high. I don't have a lot of hope left for Destiny 1, but I just wanted to make a commentary talking about the future and what I expect of Destiny 2. Whatever you expect of Destiny 2, please leave it in the comments and I'll read through all of them. I'm interested to see what you have to say. I hope you enjoyed listening to the video. If you made it this far, I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. If you have an idea for a new video in the future, you can leave that in the comment section as well. But like I said, that's it for the video. Drop a like for this classic gameplay going in with the Hawk money, baby. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So yeah, thanks. I'll see you next time.